Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Tone Tailors Podcast. My name's Levi, and as you can see, we are here. We are in the shop. We are in person. It is our first in-person episode ever with the Tone Tailors Podcast. JP let us in here a little bit early to get this done today because we have a very special guest, Tone Tailors' latest addition to the team. Her name is Bridget. How are you? Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes. So you're a guitarist. You're an instructor. Your resume is what we are going to find out is never ending. So please introduce yourself to the people and let's learn all about you, please.
Yeah. My name's Bridget. I've been playing guitar for 14 years. And also play a little bit of bass and everything, and a little bit of piano as well. Okay. And I also love to produce and songwrite, and that is also a big love of mine as well. So, and I love performing too as well.
Yeah. So all around. Yeah. So you just mentioned something and a question popped into my head, and this just shows how naive I am. One, I've never played a guitar, which we'll get into. I'm going to try to have you give me a lesson today, potentially. And two, you said you play the guitar and you play a little bit of bass.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, what are the major differences? Like, is playing a bass not the same as playing a regular guitar? Like, do they have the same amount of strings? Such a silly question I feel like to even ask, but I want to know.
Yeah. Well, your typical 4-string bass, I mean, guitar typically has 6 strings. Actually, the first 4 strings of the bass are the same 4 strings as the guitar, just an octave lower typically. Okay. However, there are like 5-string basses, and I think there's also 6-string basses out there, but so there are some differences out there. But I guess the biggest thing is it's like an octave lower than a guitar, a little less notes available, but and it's responsible for different types of rhythms usually in the band. Some things are similar to guitar, but honestly they're the ones that hold down the groove for the band. So
talk to me then about a lot of people that we've been talking to, and especially just in the music space altogether, did you start out young? Were there early influences? When did this whole journey start with you?
Yeah, my mom made me take music lessons when I was 6 years old. She was like, "You have to take piano," which I'm grateful for. At the time, I was like, "Why do I have to do this?" So I learned piano. I learned how to read music, and cool. Which was really good. And then I ended up switching to trumpet for like 2 years, and then I was like, "This is kind of boring." Gotcha.
Yeah, I played the trumpet for like a year, and when the spit valve, I have to explain that to people because no one knows. Like, it's just like a thing that you do, and it's it was interesting. Needless to say,
for sure. Yeah. So I was like, nothing against trumpets, great, of course, but I was like, I don't really enjoy this and the music. And my family had a guitar that I always thought just looked really cool. I always just thought guitars looked really cool. And actually, funny enough, around the time I was watching like Hannah Montana. Yes. And when I saw Hannah Montana play a guitar, an electric guitar, I was like, that's what I want to do. So around 12 years old, I begged my mom to switch to guitar, and she let me. Nice. And then as soon as I picked up that guitar, I was like, yep, this is it. This is my instrument.
Disney Channel, blonde wig, the whole, I mean, what's so interesting about that is, a lot of people don't know that Hannah Montana is Miley Cyrus. And I don't think JP knew that. I don't think a lot of people knew. So I mean, so that early Disney Channel music, the lessons. Do you think that's just ultimately what led you here now?
Oh,
like
absolutely.
So now you're giving lessons at Tone Tailors, right? We can that's live. People can do that now. Yes. So if you're listening to this and you want to start your kids on those lessons, A, Tone Tailors offers them, and B, you can have Bridget as your instructor. So I mean, I think that's it's such a full circle moment for you, right? How do you, so are you going to like pull styles from like your original instructors? Have you like carried on those like lessons? Like you're just kind of going to pass that down through to like your students? And
Absolutely. Yeah. My first guitar teacher, I've taken so much of what he had done in lessons and I use it in my lessons. I actually have my students get the same like tab book that he made me get. Like,
so just all these years later.
Yeah.
So that's such and I'm sure too, you'll probably put your own unique twist on it.
Absolutely.
As I mean, even though the guitars are essentially have been the same for quite some time, obviously the tech inside of them and everything is getting better and improved upon every year, but it's those core fundamentals are just still there. They're still ingrained. What you were starting with back in the 90s, early 2000s is what we're still doing 25 years later. So, okay, so you're playing an instrument. That's one aspect of it. We jump into that. And then what about, so then you discover songwriting, correct too?
Yeah.
So walk me through that process. Like, how do we start? Does it come with a thought, an idea, a dream, a hum, a song, another song? Like where do you pull from?
Yeah, it's changed over time. I mean, when I was first starting out, I was kind of just coming up with random lyrics or a random guitar riff that I came up with. And then my brother was a drummer, so I would collab with him a lot because I didn't know how to write drum parts. But yeah, it usually would start with lyrics for me. But as I progressed in my songwriting, especially in the past couple of years, actually learned my songwriting, I felt like got better because I was drawing more inspiration from people and not like copying other people, but at least using the tools that they used and using that for myself. And I felt like my songwriting and music production and recording got a lot better.
Well, and you just said something too that I don't think I ever realized, and maybe this is commonly known in the music industry or even just with songwriters or producers in general, but when you're making a song, especially for a band that includes a guitarist, a lead, a drummer, a bass, you have to write the songs and melodies for each instrument. How do you write a song for a set of drums? Like, is it like snare, bass, kick? Like, is it just like a list of like combination? Like, I can't even begin to understand that. Is that?
Yeah, I mean, because I'm not like a drummer, I at least like can listen to rhythms and understand what they are. Okay. And also listen to, that sounds like a kick drum, so I'm gonna add a kick drum to that particular rhythm. Yeah. But a lot of when I'm writing drum parts, I do it like on MIDI. So like I'll have a bunch of samples of like a kick drum and then choose, I think this kick drum sounds like pretty good for this style of song that I'm going for. And then I can see like the grid of the rhythms and just kind of add them where I need to. And then I use a lot of inspiration from other music because I'm, again, not a drummer, so I'm not used to it. So I have to listen to other people's drum beats to be like, oh, that's what's acceptable.
I guess for my entire life, I just thought, well, they come up with the lyrics and they need the keys and the tones and the notes for the guitar. And maybe I just assumed the drummer just whatever he thought the melody was sounded good. And then they stuck with it. Wow, that's so many aspects of that. So then, so now we have the song, you've written it, you've got your brother helping you with the drums, you've got the guitar down, you're on vocals too?
No.
Okay.
I'm not a good singer.
Okay.
I can hit notes, but no, I'm definitely not. Thankfully, I went to music school at Penn State.
Oh, that's cool.
And they kind of forced us to sing a lot. Again, my tone is not good, so I at least understand notes and understand the voice in certain aspects. But I'm not a singer, so. But I like to collab with other singers and stuff and everything, and I feel comfortable doing that.
And there's such a silly notion of colleges that like you're going for one thing, and then but they force you to take these classes. Like, say you're a guitar player, you're not a singer. I went to college for web design, and I had to sit through like drawing classes with Ellen Ellenbeck, and I'm like, hey, I don't draw. I need a computer. Like, what is this whole thing for? By the way, I'm paying $10,000 to be in this class. Like, let's skip the whole is the stapler a piece of art, and like let's make a website, please. Like, can we?
Right.
Very But we've got to learn all the basics.
Yeah.
And,
well, do you feel like it helped you?
No, not at all. It's we don't need to get off topic, but my education journey from like high school to college was like exactly what I wanted it to be. Like, so I knew I wasn't going to my homeschool high school because everyone there hated me. I didn't have any friends. And so I was like, I'm just going to go to tech where no one knows me. I get to create myself there. And so that's my entertainment then followed me there. So all through high school, I was doing magic. And because I was going there for baking and pastries, I wasn't doing algebra 2. I was making Rice Krispie treats. And so like, and then in college, I mean, basically the same thing. I was doing magic, DJing weddings, and then making websites because I needed one for myself. And so now obviously it's a business and et cetera, but I have a very funny relationship with the education system. But okay, so now the song's produced, we're recording it, and so how do you know, like, through that process, what happens? Have you ever, like, done all that, the idea, the lyrics, the instrument, everything, and then, like, you record it and it's just, like, a bad song, like, it doesn't work out? Like, how... Is that frustrating at all to get to that point? Like where, or is that just part of being a musician, an artist in the band?
It definitely is a part of it. It still is frustrating because you're like, I spent hours on this and my whole day trying to come up with something good, and it's not going to go anywhere. But the thing is, like, you need to write the bad songs to get to the good songs. So I understand that process. It still is frustrating, but having that in mind is always good. Yeah.
And are you originally from Lancaster? Are we?
No. I'm mostly from State College, Pennsylvania. Okay. So I spent most of my life there. Okay. I wasn't born in Pennsylvania though. My family was in the military, so we moved around a lot. But I have spent most of my time up at Penn State.
Okay. So have you, do you live here now?
I'm in Harrisburg.
We're in Harrisburg. Okay. So, right. Close. So where, I mean, do you find that, so even compared to Penn State, to maybe even Harrisburg, to even Lancaster, are they drastically different local music scenes? What's the, okay.
Definitely. Okay. At Penn State, I mean, the only opportunities really to play were at like bars and stuff.
Bars, house parties, I'm sure.
Yeah, house parties. And at the time, I mean, if you're underage, you can't get any gigs really. Right. I had, being at Penn State School of Music, I got some opportunities just because it was part of my degree that I had to perform and everything, but it wasn't like band stuff. It was like classical guitar and
interesting. Okay.
Jazz band.
So it's not really the area for if you want to go see a show.
Yeah, definitely not.
Okay.
Yeah. But if you want to if you want to go to a bar after a football game and see live music, then,
Right.
But again, I wasn't of age, so I couldn't be in that music scene anyways. Okay. But it's very different here. I mean, Harrisburg, there's a lot of opportunities for like acoustic gigs and stuff. Not as, I would say Lancaster probably has more band opportunities.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's very different, but definitely a lot more music opportunities here.
Yeah, I think Lancaster, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think there's a handful of venues in Harrisburg compared to I think what's probably double here in Lancaster. Is that yeah, so it's I feel like Lancaster's a very music driven kind of local scene. So it's have you played shows here recently? Where have we been?
Yeah, we've played at Telus 360 quite a few times, and then we're going to be there a little bit more in the upcoming year. We've also played in the Square for that launch festival.
Okay.
I don't know if you guys heard of that, but we were like right in the middle of the Lancaster Square playing outside. Just for like 30 minutes and stuff. It was freezing though.
We've all been there. When I was 6, I was in a Tigger costume doing tap dances on a stage in the Gettysburg Square. You know what I mean?
Wow,
Front page of the newspaper. Big historical event. Everyone.
Oh, that's cool.
Everyone knows about it. It's just pretty much where I'm.
Great.
Yeah, no, but it's it's okay in the middle of the square. Would you say that's your most like unique place you've ever played? Like just outside in the middle of a busy street?
Maybe. I don't know. We also played in Gettysburg Square too as well.
Okay. So, listen, we're not far off, you and I. It's
I've done that a couple times
actually. See? Gettysburg Square, if you're trying to make it as an artist. Wow. Okay.
No, Gettysburg has been good to us. Yeah. We are there constantly because we do some Irish music.
Okay.
And they love that kind of stuff down there.
Yeah.
Because it feels old, I guess.
Have you ever played for like any like Irish tap dancers? Or anything?
Yeah. I have. My younger siblings are competitive Irish dancers. And so,
that's so cool.
they're amazing. So they'll sometimes jump up and dance for us when we're playing.
I was doing a wedding once, and the bride's daughter was a part of a studio or whatever, and they like right during dinner they came out and did a whole coordinated tap dance. I mean, it was it was great. It was awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So what are kind of different aside from some of our last guests, if people haven't noticed, you are a female artist. Mm-hmm. And so have you experienced challenges along the way? And probably especially in this weird era of 2025 that we're in, I can imagine that in an industry full of like rock and roll stars, Ozzy and whoever, it's a very, obviously there's the couple of standouts, we have our Hailstorms and the Haleys and everything. Yep. So how have you kind of navigated those waters? Yeah,
it's been tricky. You would think in 2025 we'd still, it wouldn't be a change. But I've run into it quite often. Actually, fairly recently, people still can't. There's not everyone, of course, but I've run into people who still can't wrap their head around a girl can be good at playing guitar.
Okay. Which is that whole term is such a very interesting. Like what does that? Do you have 5 fingers and a brain? Like what are we talking? Like I don't. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
It's crazy. I was playing in a guitar store and I was just jamming. I was testing out a guitar.
Sure.
And this guy was like, he's like, oh, like I can't play like bar chords or whatever. And he's like, there's no way you can do it. And he was like, show me that you can do it. And I was like, I can do that.
Right.
Like, and he was like saying like, oh, like prove it to me.
Learned that when I was 6, bro. Like, what are we talking about?
Right. Yeah. But it's crazy. I was kind of taken aback. I was like, I don't know.
It's the audacity of the people, but I can, I've never been on that side of the fence. I've always had female bosses or friends or just coworkers, just everything. Right. It's always been it's never been a thought to me. Mm-hmm. And I feel like I think that it probably, correct me if I'm wrong, but probably happens a lot more in the music industry.
Oh yeah. Definitely.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so are your band members, who are they all women as well?
Just my lead singer.
Okay.
Yeah, so my lead singer and we met in the music program at Penn State. Mm-hmm. First, actually, the day before our first day of college.
Nice.
And I kept seeing her in all my classes, and I knew that she was, a singer, a voice major and stuff. And we ended up becoming friends pretty quickly. And we were friends before we were like music partners. And then we actually graduated and kind of went our own ways. And then I was living in Nashville, Tennessee for a year.
Okay.
And I wanted to come back to Pennsylvania because I miss my family and everything.
Which seems like the opposite would be most musicians are trying to get to Tennessee.
Yes.
Okay.
I was trying to leave.
Right.
I loved it down there. I absolutely love it there. But I wanted to come back. And so I called up my friend who's now my lead singer, and I was like, hey, do you want to start a band?
Mm-hmm. And what year was this?
this was like 3 years ago. So like 20.
Okay. So fairly new, 22.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And she was like, she wasn't like really doing anything as much with music. She was in like a couple plays and musicals and stuff. But I think she wanted to get out more and perform more. And so I called her up and I was like, hey, do you want to start a band? I'm going to try to move back to Pennsylvania. And she was like, sure. And then, so we just started this journey just kind of out of nowhere, and it's gone really well. So.
Nice. And the name of the band, I'm sorry, I don't think I've asked.
It's Stars and Sapphire.
Stars and Sapphire.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we also have like a side Celtic thing.
Everyone, if I've learned one thing from this whole podcast, is that there's you've got every single musician, singer, guitar player has multiple projects, bands, things going on. Like, okay.
We didn't intend to go into Irish music, but when we were trying to start getting gigs in the area, because no one wants to hire somebody who hasn't made a name for themselves yet. The only opening in Harrisburg was like for St. Patrick's Day, and the venue was like, do you know Irish music? And we're like, yep.
Well, we do today. Yep,
we do know today. 2 hours worth of Irish music, even though we didn't.
Okay.
And so we took the gig. We learned 2 hours worth of Irish music, and then we're like, okay, that was fun. We at least got our name in the door. We want to do pop music.
Well, now,
And then we were in Gettysburg, and we had ventured into the Irish pub down there, and they had like a Irish trad session down there. And they're like, wait, we heard of you guys. And we're like, no, you didn't.
So now you're known as the because
they're like, we heard about two girls doing Irish music in Harrisburg, and that was you.
Wow.
And we're like, we just did that like
because we needed a gig, right? And then so you so were there. How did you? Where do you even begin trying to, like, did you just listen to a bunch of Irish music and then adapt your?
For sure. Well, thankfully my family is very Irish.
Right.
And so I had grown up with like the Chieftains and stuff, listening to that, but not playing it, of course. And then, so I had known about it. But I was like, I guess I need to learn all of this now. But I kind of made it, kind of my version of Irish music, because I wasn't like trained as much in Irish stuff. I kind of popified our Irish music.
Well, so right, and you mentioned that, and so your band's more. You say you aside from Irish music, you're focusing on more of like the pop
music.
Okay, I love that, because I just feel like. It's not that anything's wrong with it, but I feel like every other band is just like another rock band that's gonna do the rock music, which is great. But I like the pop aspect. What are the differences then? That like, is it just the kind of vocals you bring? Is it kind of lighter because it's pop? Like, what's the?
I mean, there's definitely a lot of versions of pop out there. So we had to kind of find what works for us. And my lead singer sounds like Lady Gaga. So, and she has an amazing stage presence, kind of like Lady Gaga and everything, and the bigger pop artists. And because she was like a theater person. So we don't give like a Gracie Abrams like chill vibe, like not that kind of pop. We're very much like theatrical pop. So we use a lot of inner music, and then just live we do a lot of like big pop bangers. So like a lot of Lady Gaga, sometimes Taylor Swift, like that kind of stuff.
Oh, so like a punk goes pop kind of album.
A little bit.
Like who was it? The one. I was obsessed with it in high school. Framing Hanley, Lollipop by Lil Wayne, kind of vibes.
I don't know those.
It was so when it was this huge punk band, and they covered Lil Wayne's Lollipop, and it just it blew them up. And I don't think they're together anymore, but So okay, I mean, love that.
We definitely we use like backing tracks because of we use a lot of synthesizers and stuff in our music. Like when I write, I don't write on guitar. I actually write on like piano and stuff. Because there's a lot of like other instruments happening, and so of course we don't have a piano player, so we have to use backing tracks for all of that, but
it's your, I mean,
it's my creation. Yeah.
Love that.
So we like big pop, like kind of 2010s, like pop bangers.
Oh, dude. Yeah. No,
which not a lot of people do.
We're through our 11 plus years of DJing weddings now. There's no arguments. The like mid 2000s was like the best time for that kind of music.
Definitely.
I mean, no doubt about it. What kind of guitar are you using? What's your main? What's your go-to?
Yeah, PRS.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm a PRS Pulse artist.
Yes.
So, but I was playing PRS guitars long before I was a Pulse artist. All my favorite guitar players growing up played PRS guitars. So I was like, I need this.
So that was just, that was your idols played it. Yep. Okay. Gotcha. Yeah. What do you think, and maybe you don't know because you've only been playing PRS, you've probably played other guitars. So what are there any like glaring differences? Is it like, oh, I miss this when I'm playing this guitar because my PRS has it? What's that?
Definitely. I think for me, like you can pick up any PRS and it's just going to sound and feel like amazing. Yeah. No matter what, which one it is. I can't say that for every other guitar company. But they also like, looks is a big thing. I know that sounds like shallow.
Sure.
Like, I want my guitar to look cool.
Sure.
But they really just attract me. Yeah. They really take a lot of time in the aesthetic of their instruments, and I think that's really important. Yeah. Because like all of our information comes through our eyes. But not only that, not only did I thought they, looked amazing, but I picked it up and I was like, I can play any genre with this. Okay. And it's so versatile. And it felt really good. Yeah. The necks always just felt really, really good to me.
Is that because you mentioned something and just looking at this wall now, how is that something that you yourself take into like a big consideration when buying a new guitar is like the color and the faceplate of it? Oh yeah. Definitely. Like that speaks when people see you play that guitar on stage, they're like, oh, okay. That's her color, that's her vibe. But if it wasn't you, like it wouldn't work. It has to be. Yep. Interesting.
Yeah, interesting. Definitely. I mean, I definitely gravitate towards certain colors more than others. Sure. And, because our band is Stars and Sapphire, I'm like, maybe I shouldn't play a red guitar. Right. I don't know. Maybe that would be cool. I don't know. Okay. Possibilities are endless. But it has to fit like kind of a brand aesthetic in a way. But I love blue guitars. Like out of all the guitars, I have a lot of blue guitars. So it kind of worked out that my band was kind of had some blue vibes going on. But yeah, another one of my PRSs is white and gold. And that just like goes with anything. So no matter what outfit I'm wearing, it just works. But it also looks really cool. Like I think white guitars and gold hardware look like really awesome.
Love that.
Yeah. So aesthetic is a huge thing for me. But not only that, like every time I pick up a PRS, I'm like, this feels easy to play. Right. Yeah.
And what's that go-to model for you? Is it what are we picking up off the shelf?
Originally I really loved the Miras a lot, and I had an old, like I think it was 2008. It was a core model Mira. And I loved that one because it had the coil split, and because I was doing like pop and rock music in the same, I would switch back and forth between that. It was like really easy to do that with that guitar, because if I needed a pop tone, I'll just flip that switch and it changes the tone a lot, and it's so versatile. So all of my like PRS guitars that I gig with have to have that, and thankfully PRS has a lot of their guitars have that. So the other one I've been using a lot is the McCarty. I think it's the thin line 594. Does that sound right?
Yeah, absolutely. 100%.
I'm bad with names.
No, it's all good.
But so those are like my go-to.
Love it.
I have a couple other ones, of course. I use a lot of their acoustic guitars, actually. They've been really amazing. And I remember picking out my first acoustic, like real acoustic guitar when I was 16 for my 16th birthday. And I played every single guitar in the store, acoustic guitar in the store. And I still was like, the PRS sounded and felt way better than every
It's your
single
vibe.
one.
It's your jam.
Yeah.
You love it.
And at the time, like PRS wasn't making a lot of acoustics.
Okay.
And I was like, I'm not biased. This just sounds really good.
Right. Yeah.
You know?
No, and that's, I mean, if that's what it is for you. I mean, that's I think what it comes down to with anything, whether microphone or just iPhone versus Android kind of situation. It's like you have that vibe with them.
Yeah.
And by the way, till the end of the year, 20% off all PRS models at Tone Tailors, correct? Yeah, 20% off that. 20 SEs, 20% off SEs. Yep, love it. So we love PRS here at Tone Tailors. You mentioned this. You dropped this little nugget. A PRS Pulse artist. Let's talk about that. Something that not a lot of people probably know about, or even what is that? How did it come about? What does that mean for you?
Yeah. They announced the program, I don't know when, years ago. And I remember they announced it and you had to apply for it. So you had to go to your local PRS dealer and basically say why you should get this.
And you just had to find a person randomly on the street and say, "Hey, I want to be a PRS." It's just, where's Waldo type of situation. Love it. Okay.
So I once that opened up to the public, I went to a PRS dealer and I was like, "Hey, like I'm supposed to sign up here. Do you have it?" And they're like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Okay." So I had to give them all my information and explain like what like guitars I used to prove that I was an actual lover of the instrument, and then submit social media. So that's a big thing. And so before that time, I had been posting a lot on YouTube. And some of my videos went a little viral. And it was me playing PRS guitars. Like the videos that went kind of viral, I had the PRS guitar in my hands. So that gave me a lot of views with the instrument. It wasn't just like I was playing in my bedroom, but like I was also reaching an audience, and people were noticing the guitar. So I think that really helped me get the endorsement. And I had friends also who were just PRS artists in general. So I had known that they kind of knew who I was a little bit. So it was nice. I had a couple connections within the artist roster.
Well, and from everything you've mentioned so far, it just kind of seemed like that should be the next direct path for you from the acoustics to just having PRSs. It makes sense. So, okay. Now what does that mean? You have a membership card, or what are the perks? Okay.
Yeah, I actually do.
Love that.
They do give us a membership card.
Love it.
Just in case, we're traveling and
you just gotta be, I'm PRS, I'm a Pulse artist, so let me into Tone Tailors early. Like, let's go. They'll send, they're really, really awesome. And thankfully, they've been able to share like my platform with the web, their community. Like they included me in a couple of their blog posts and so now you're growing as an artist
Yep.
because of you're friends with them. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's been really good because then it's a mutually beneficial relationship, and I was always a huge fan of them. So I will always be playing their stuff and will always speak very highly of them. And it works out that, they think that what I'm doing is good too as well and can be beneficial for them in some way. So, yeah.
So circling back to your lessons and your offerings here at Tone Tailors, when was there a point in time where you were just like, yep, I'm good enough, I'm going to start teaching people? Was that always a goal? Like, how do you determine yourself? Like, I'd imagine that's like a real big, mental hype up. You have to believe in yourself and your craft and your skill set so much so that you are now teaching someone else. What if you're wrong? Kind of situation. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Not saying you are, but it's a very kind of hurdle to overcome. Right.
Yeah, definitely. I didn't start teaching till after college, and I didn't necessarily intend to go into teaching. But I wanted to, I taught a few people during college, people that just would approach me and be like, hey, I want, lessons, like friends, And then once I graduated, I was like, well, I don't want to like keep working my lifeguarding job,
Why would you ever? Why would you want
I did that for 10
stability,
years.
insurance,
right.
a steady paycheck?
Exactly. Yeah. So I was kind of ready. I just like wanted to do music all day, every day, in some form, whether that was gigging, teaching, whatever. And I was like, I have a degree, so I can get hired to teach. That did help a lot, because that gave me the confidence to be like, I have a piece of paper that tells me that I can do music. So I didn't like start teaching until after I graduated, because then I had a little bit of credentials.
It's that it's like, I feel like that's most, I mean, again, correct me if I'm wrong, but most musicians' goals, yes, I'm sure there's their passion and they like the art and they like the strum of the guitar, but at the end of the day, if you're just playing to play, that's great, but like everyone wants to make money off of the guitar, the drums, or the singing, or the vocals. And so I find it very impressive and unique that you've now, on multiple fashions. I mean, I would have to dig around your analytics, but I'm assuming YouTube is probably maybe doing something for you there with your views and your audience financially, and lessons and gigs. So I mean, to cross that point, I think that's like just another huge kind of leap that a lot of musicians try to take, or sometimes maybe never really even get to that point, because it's that journey. And so I commend you on that. And it's where did you know, like, when was the first time like you got paid for? Was it that 2-hour Irish gig? Or
for like gigging and stuff?
Or just like the first time you made money off of music in any form of aspect.
Well, I would say probably teaching actually came first, because I wasn't like, all the gigs I had done prior to like starting the band was just like, oh, you get exposure, we don't pay you.
Which seems they love that currency in this industry, don't they? It's like Bitcoin's not real, cash isn't real, it's exposure, it's worth thousands. So
teaching actually was the first kind of source of income for me as a guitarist, which felt really cool to be like paid for something that was like most people do as a hobby, but and then I actually don't make that much money off of my YouTube video, like that. But
to even be, I've been on my YouTube journey since 2003, and so I don't think YouTube wasn't a thing until like 2008, but that's fine. So trust me, I understand how difficult it is to get the tricky audience retention and the hours and so I mean, teaching, how do you, every student's different, right? So do you have a different approach for teaching, like for, say, here shortly, someone like me versus a 10-year-old versus a 40 or 50-year-old? Have you, what's that experience like, or what's that process for you?
I do tailor my lessons to the individual person, which is why I actually don't teach out of like pre-made books usually, because like every single person has a different learning path, and like and I know for me too, growing up, I was like, I want to learn songs that I like, not like Twinkle Little Star out of this book. So
where's the K-pop demon, honey?
I love that music, by the way.
I know nothing about it. I learned it for the first time. I was DJing a preschool trunk or treat a few weeks ago, and I played Soda Pop. Yep, that's it. That's all I know. The kids loved it. I played it twice.
I highly recommend watching the movie and listening to the whole soundtrack.
It's
so
an
good.
interesting. I haven't yet. My son is 6, so he's not fully into that realm of things yet. So it has unfortunately the K-pop Demon Hunter has not hit our house. My intro to K-pop was like way back in college. One of my classmates, Leandro, just would nonstop K-pop boy bands nonstop. And this is like before BTS. This is before the big America boom.
Yep.
She was like listening to that stuff like years and years ago. So such an interesting Netflix viral moment in our society that's taken by storm. It's sequels coming, I think, maybe or something in the works, right? So it's just
5 years from now.
Oh, right, probably. Okay, so maybe for like a younger lesson, we'll go something like K-pop Demon, and maybe like someone older, teach them like what their genre is, just to keep that interest.
Definitely.
Level-headed. No one wants to learn Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, right?
Right. Absolutely. So many of my students have come to me and they're like, I want to learn K-pop Demon Hunters. And I'm like, great, because I love it too. I have quite a span of age range, literally from like 6 until like 80 years old are my students. So, I usually take the first lesson to see what their interests are, even like outside of music. Like maybe they really like Disney movies, and it's like, well, there's music in there, you know, that we can look at. The older generation, usually they like music from their time. So, I try to find their interests and use that as teaching. You know, obviously, like there might be songs that they want to learn that are above their capabilities, and sometimes I'll give them a version of it that's like easier to play, but they're still like playing along to like their favorite song and everything. So I think that's really important because it keeps their interest and everything. And sometimes I have students who, you know, don't actually like listen to a lot of music. They're just like, give me whatever.
They want to play it, right? Interesting.
And so then I work with them to try to find something that they'd be interested in.
And especially nowadays, the discoverability is I feel like is just it's such a black and white argument. You have people say that like, oh, it's great, Spotify. I get new artists on my playlist every week. Like it's so good. And then you have other people who are like, I've been listening to the same album that came out in 2010 for the last 4 years because it's just nothing but slop and garbage the radio. Like, so those, it's a very interesting kind of, it's with the apps and online and all of that. Have you tapped into, are you doing lessons on your YouTube channel? Like, have you tapped into
I haven't done that. Yeah. Because
just more demos and music videos.
Yeah. It's weird. I wanted to, kind of it be a creative channel a little bit, but people just love the covers so much. Right. And I know people wanted to see some like lesson stuff, but I'm like, I don't know. I don't want to like,
is it so do you think it's possible? Obviously, I'm sure we can go on YouTube right now and look up 3 million how to play the guitar as a beginner videos. But do you feel you need that one-on-one? Is there something missing there?
Yeah, I've had so many people come to me who tried to learn on YouTube, and they're like, I tried doing this, and then they told me to do this, and like I didn't understand it, and they're like, now I finally get it because somebody is showing me in a way that they understand. The thing about YouTube is like it's not a personal like relationship with that person. Like, the way that person learns may be different than another person. So you're teaching one way and
tailoring that to a billion people versus one person in a room is hard. Right. That's true.
And I've run into the issue too of people are like, well, this guy said to do it this way and that's different. And I'm like, well, everyone out there on YouTube is trying to say that my way is the best. Like you have to do it this way, which is why they have a lot of views on that one because they're like the new way of playing this chord, you know, unlock the whatever system. And
it's a lot of clickbaity.
Exactly. So I was like, you know what, just like because some of my students would be like, well, you told me to do this, but the guy on YouTube said to do this. And I'm just
the
like,
guy on YouTube.
You know, I was like, everyone has their different ways of doing this.
Was it a Rolling Stone? Like, come on, like let's who? You mean Jared in his mom's basement? Like, what are we talking about? Like
exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Listening.
Yeah, but I've seen so many students struggle because they'll buy a guitar and they'll be like, yeah, I'll learn on YouTube. It's free. But then they don't get anywhere.
One video later, it's done.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, I do think that teaching in person is the way to go, and why I've not taught on YouTube and just kind of stuck to cover videos, doing some vlogs and gear videos. So.
Yeah, and I think that's that's perfect. Do you? I'm interested in your thoughts and opinions. A lot of the guys I've talked to these last few weeks, some of them are a little more open to it, some of them aren't, but it's just where we're at now in society, so we have to talk about it. Are you using AI at all for your music? Are we lyrics or editing? Right. You are.
Well, okay, so this is something, a huge discussion that I've had with some of my music friends and everything, and I was introduced to it by, I hadn't used it at all.
Yep.
And then I was actually introduced to it by some producers who are in the industry, and everything. And it was a big topic of discussion of like, should we use this for the creative process? Is this being like, so I was introduced to Suno. I don't know if, you've heard of that, but basically you give it a prompt and it
it's
comes
done.
out with
It's
a
done.
song,
you sing it terribly and then you've got right.
And I started using it for parodies of songs. So I would like tell it to write a song about my brother's like basil plant. And it comes out with the funniest thing.
That's so
and
good.
So I was like,
that's
okay,
so good.
AI is great for like stuff like that, because I'm not going to spend 20 hours writing a song about my brother's basil plant, but if AI can do it in 2 seconds and it comes out with something that's amazing,
but then that might then inspire the next writing session or the next tone or whatever.
And then I hadn't incorporated it into my like songwriting at that point. And then I started to realize, okay, I'm not good at singing. So, but I love writing lyrics. So I will sometimes write lyrics and I will build a track with that. And then I'd give it to AI and have it sing it for me. Because I'm not going to sing it. So I even would sing it myself into like my phone, and have it just recreate my voice into a voice that sounds good.
Right.
So I've been using it mostly for like vocal stuff, because I will write everything else. Like I'm not using AI's tracks. I come up with the chords. I come up with everything. I'm just taking its voice.
Which thank goodness, because you've got like 18 dudes in the comments, right? This is why she uses AI. I'm never like
no, I'm like just literally using it to sing my songs, and I'll even come up with the melodies and everything. But I'm just totally using it to give me that, and then I give it to like my lead singer of like, hey, this is what that sounds like with a voice that sounds
well, and that's what but so what I think a lot of people don't realize too is that's how the music industry has been working for years. Like it's we all just have been introduced to SZA and these other artists, but they've been singing songs for Benny Blanco for years, and then they get sent to Katy Perry to put on the record. So it's you're essentially doing that because you don't have obviously access to SZA or Taylor Swift or anyone like that. So the AI is helping. I mean, I think that's perfect. And I mean, even if it's such a heated topic now, especially with everyone finding out what's her name, Haven. There's a song called I Run on TikTok right now. It's kind of a housey, dubsteppy kind of song. But everyone just found out that Haven doesn't actually exist. And it's an AI song that we've all been dancing to, making TikToks about, jamming to. It's a great song. Love it. But everyone's losing their minds because it's AI. There's now I think Timberland is fully into the AI artist and it's just, I think the number one thing surrounding that and what is going to be interesting to see and where it kind of goes from here is, yes, cool. So we've got Haven and these other AI generated artists that are making these killer tracks.
Yeah.
They're charting.
Yeah.
They're like, it's for the first time, I think in like 150 years, like rap and hip hop is not on any of the charts because it's obviously dominated by the entire Taylor Swift album, but
K-pop Demon Hunters.
every other and the K-pop Demon Hunters, and then every other viral song on TikTok that's AI generated. So it's like it's a very new thing, and I'm just curious what's going to happen when we need to make money off of these things. Because if we, cool, we can have a song by Haven blow up with 1 billion views and 1 billion streams, but everyone knows all that equals it's like $3. So like, how are you going to tour an AI artist? How are you going to have meet and greets? Are you like, what is that going to look like in the future? Or is it just going to be like what we have now, and like, oh, get your tickets to the latest concert. Oh, by the way, it's in Fortnite, and you have to use your MetaQuest goggles to get into the festival, and you're just sitting on a beanbag in your chair. I don't know. Like, does that? Where do you think time, technology, AI? Will we see the downfall of the live show? Does that go away? Like where we almost lost it with COVID.
Oh yeah.
Right. I mean, we were on the brink of almost never going to a shindig or live festival again.
Yes.
So what's your, sorry, I'm rambling now.
No, you're good. Yeah. I think, I do, it's hard because I understand on one hand, like, if I am a big Taylor Swift fan, like an OG, like
aren't we all?
When I was like 10 years old.
My tidbit is I saw, it was me, my mom, my sister, and maybe like 6 other people watching Taylor Swift live on the Froggy soundstage at the York Fair in like 2009 or something ridiculous. And like there were like 6 people there just watching. I'm pretty sure my mom has a picture of it somewhere.
It's amazing.
And it's like, okay. And now here we are, $1 billion, like just insanity. So
So like I had gone to like all of her tours up until the Eras tour.
I would imagine. I was gonna say, did we get to
no, I didn't get to the Eras tour. So I was like, you know what? If she live streamed, I'm glad she put her concert up on Disney Plus, because I was like, I couldn't get tickets to this thing.
Right. Well,
But that's the exception, because she's bigger than every other artist. So I do think some of that, it can be good, because if you don't have access to go to a concert, or maybe, you can't go out and do that for whatever reason, maybe it's like a health problem. Like, I think that is good. However, I don't think live music is going anywhere, because there is a community aspect with it. I've seen that with some fan bases and stuff. Like, people will become friends with someone they met at a concert, and people are looking for that, because I think nowadays we are more isolated than before. So people need to go out and have community with other people. So I don't think that's going anywhere, because I think the human condition is we're I think slowly starting to get sick of online communities, and like we seek actual physical,
well, and as the more, and it's like the more this happens, the more we'll leave the internet. Because as soon as you get on Facebook now or TikTok, everything's just AI and it's not real. And it's like, what are we, like, why am I here?
I think because of all the AI stuff, I think we are gonna come together a little bit more, because we're gonna start getting sick of it. We're gonna be like, I need something real. Like, give me something
interesting.
Real. So I think there is a lot of fear associated with it, but I think usually the opposite is gonna happen. And I think the same thing is gonna happen with AI music. Is if AI is writing a better song than you, then it's gonna force people to write better songs.
Well, and I think the other argument is too that like the when you listen to this, like the Haven song or any of the other just AI artist generated, it's not coming up with that? There's source material. So
exactly.
whose source material is it pulling from? Are they then getting credit? And now we're even seeing it's beginning to happen. What happens when the Miley Cyruses of the world or the Taylor Swifts were approaching that age? They can't really sing anymore. Great. I'm going to sell my whole discography to 11 Labs or Suno or whatever AI music company there is that'll pay me $100 billion.
Yeah.
And now they're just generating a Taylor Swift album every day they could, essentially. With all the source material they have, it'd be unlimited.
Right.
And so... like that's gotta F with like half of the fan base there. I mean, not just talking about Taylor Swift, but it could be anybody. I mean, could you imagine what they would do if Cheryl and the family decided to sell all of Ozzy's stuff now that he's passed, and it's like, great, okay, guess what? New Black Sabbath Ozzy Osbourne album coming 2026.
Yeah.
I don't know how we're going to start to have to feel about that because it's like it's your artist, it's your favorite, it's that's the guy you grew up listening to, it's his guitar, it's his vocals, it's his voice. If I just close my eyes, I can see him. But it's such an interesting world we're in currently, and we're to the point where we already have artists and AI songs that are out and good and charting and people don't know. And so 5 years from now, 2030, where we gonna be, do you what's next for you? What's coming up? Do you have any shows, any video drops, any ideas? What's coming next for Miss Bridget?
Well, my band and I were releasing a Christmas song next week.
Oh, let's talk about it. Okay. An original or a cover?
It's a cover. Okay. A cover of a really, really old Christmas carol from like the 16th century. Okay. We kind of modernized it a little bit. Okay. It's called Coventry Carol. I think the most recent like cover of it was like Pentatonics did it. Nice. But it was... We did it for a project called Joy to the Berg. I don't know if you've heard of that, but it's kind of based in Harrisburg. It's local artists submit Christmas songs to be on this like Christmas album,
and then they make a collaborative.
Yeah, that's cool. And then they sell it, and all the proceeds go to charity, which is great. So we did that last year. We got on the album. So I really love like minor Christmas songs that sound a little like sad or spooky or whatever, not the like holly jolly Christmas stuff. So like I really love things like What Child Is This and Coventry Carol was in a minor key and stuff. So I loved those types of songs. So when we decided to do a Christmas song for the album, I was like, let's do a spooky Christmas song. Cool. So I had produced a track to this. I had gotten the sheet music for it and studied it and kind of came up with my own arrangement for it and just produced the whole thing. There's no guitar in it, actually. It's all like violin, like drums. It's like orchestral. As some like modern like elements to it. It sounds like an epic kind of movie soundtrack. Nice. Like Game of Thrones or something. And because my lead singer was a classical trained singer too, it was like right up her alley too as well. So we kind of did like a epic version of the song. And so now we're officially releasing it. So it came out on the album last year, but we're releasing it to like Spotify and all that next week. So
can't wait to listen to that. I my one claim to fame is I have one song on Spotify. Oh, cool. Yes, it's a Mistletoe by Justin Bieber cover of that. It is just my voice as best as I can make it, stacked on top of each other with too much reverb. and I made it work, and it's great because I put like these like backtrack ad libs throughout the whole thing. Fantastic.
Yeah.
My new favorite thing to do with it. I know it's terrible. I'm not a singer. I just did it to prove I could.
Yeah,
I was at that point in time. This was like 3 or 4 years ago. I was just real sick and tired of people in my life who are musicians who were like, yeah, I'm gonna put out a new song coming in 2026, and I'm like, what the put it out now, put it out tomorrow.
Right.
So I spent a day, I made the song, I got the instrumental, I put it all together, and I uploaded it to Spotify, and it was done before the end of the day.
Wow.
So like if you can do like you can just do it.
Yeah,
so just put the music out. I'm so sick, especially these local. What are we waiting for? We're waiting a year for you to get 13 download. Like I'm not knocking you, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
If you would put more out, you'd probably get more plays. So
definitely.
So my new fun thing to do is to on TikTok Live, there will be like music producers and people from the music industry who are like, give me your songs, give me your songs.
Yeah.
So I submit mistletoe to those sometimes. And when they get it, they're like, okay, Levi, like I really like the vibe. I really like the jam. Too heavy on the reverb though. Let's back up the reverb. And I'm just like, I'm watching the live, just like, I love it. A little bit of a troll, but at the end of the day, it's, I haven't yet, but I'm going to re-sing it and put it through AI and see what we can do.
You should.
It. Like just like Bieber, but like kind of me. I like it. I like it.
Yes.
Okay, so Christmas song dropping soon. Let's wrap this up. Where can they find you? You mentioned YouTube, Instagram, all that fun stuff. What are the ats?
Instagram is at Bridget Gindhart, just my name. YouTube is Ridgebits.
Okay,
so
we'll have it all linked below.
I have kind of a funny YouTube name. But yeah, I think that's mostly TikTok is Ridgebits as well. The band is everything. It just stars in Sapphire.
Love it.
Yeah, and then the Celtic stuff is called Burn and Bridge. So
we'll have all the links below.
All of that
stuff. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for your time. We're gonna do some stuff around the shop here for a couple minutes, and be on the lookout, folks, on the YouTube channels, the Instagrams. We are going to be plastering Bridget's face all over that. Welcoming her to the team. As a reminder, if you need lessons, of course, at Tone Tailors, we have plenty of instructors here, that of which one is Bridget. PRS sale going on through the end of the year. Black Friday sale happening at Tone Tailors now. So if you want to, by all means, come into the shop. We're here in downtown Lancaster. Or if you want to check out our newly redesigned online e-commerce platform, you can always shop at Tone Tailors online 24/7 at shop.tonetailors.com. All the links are online and in the description down below. Bridget, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Loved it. Your story is incredible.
Thank you.
And we're going to have you back. So
awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And we'll catch you next time.
Sounds good.